This video demo is designed to explore watersheds. We're going to be using the LabAids 3D topography map. Make sure that you are aware that this is the northern end of the map. This is the southern end of the map. This is a 3D relief, so that this is the highest point on the map, and this is the lowest point on the map. What you'll see is that this area is a depressed lake, or it will form a lake if this is done appropriately. This area here is the highest point. What we're going to do is we're going to use some colored water to explore what happens when we place water on different areas of the map. The first thing that you're going to be asked to do is to sketch out this map on your data sheet. Then you'll be asked to predict the flow of water based on different locations. For example, starting it at the highest point and starting it at a lower point on the map. We're going to start with putting the water on the lowest point of the map. So what I've done is I've taken a pipette full of our dyed water, and I'm going to hold it about 2 centimeters above, and I'm going to start dropping water. Notice what happens to the water as it flows. As we add the water, we see that some of it is going to move forward in the path of least resistance down this area into the well on the side. So dropping our water here near the lowest point on the map led to the formation of a river going this way. Let's do that again, but by dropping the water in the lowest point of the map, and let's see what happens. So we're going to drop water until this fills up, and if we need to, we'll grab some more. And as this lowest point fills up and overflows, we'll see that it starts to follow that exact same path as dropping it in the earlier area. You'll see that the water is starting to pool there, and it's starting to move toward that area where we started to form our river. And you see there it starts to move. Right? Now let's see what happens when we take that same dyed water and we start by dropping it on this highest point of the map here on this northwestern side. So we're going to start dropping it there, and as you'll notice, the water is going to find one of 2 places to move off, and it's going to flow down toward this major river that we see here. Let's do that again so we can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to drop the water a little bit faster, and you see that it's going to take one of 2 pathways to get off of this highest point. It's either going to flow this way or it's going to flow that way. Let's see what happens when we drop water on other areas of the map. So we're going to drop it here on one of these lower elevations, and you'll see that it flows downward as well, straight into that main body of water that we see flowing at the bottom. Let's drop it here and see what happens. You'll see here that the water again takes 2 different pathways. One this way, another this way. Now I'm going to take the actual cup of water and I'm going to mimic a very strong storm. So I'm going to pour the water across the map, and I just want to kind of see what happens. Okay. And if you notice, the water is going to form these areas where the water moves from these higher elevations down into this lower area. We keep our lake formed here, and we still have this large body of water that's moving from the lake down to our well. But also notice that we have this forming back here, and also if we were to add more water here, we would see that area as well. So what you're asked to do now that you've seen this is to evaluate whether or not this is all part of a single watershed. And how do you know? Where are there tributaries that are flowing into that main body of water? There's multiple bodies of water. And then making predictions based on where we would put certain things and what the impact of those certain things would be based on their placement. So this video demo should be sufficient for you to explore the pieces of this, as well as seeing what happens when you put, for example, a dam somewhere on this map. I highly encourage you to come into the room to be able to look at this 3D map so that you can actually see where everything was as we did this. And thank you, and I hope this was helpful.